Shouldn't have clapped. Sorry, that was probably really rude. Oh, what's going on, my fellow toychanic fans, Crew Maru fans, new people showing up, and just awesome people altogether. Thought I'd try a slightly different setup here. Sorry, I'm crazy late. That's pretty rude as well. Um, yeah, I'm in a good mood. Try not to be super tired. All right. Also got a cool new little tip page. That's neat. Um, Following in the footsteps of my mentor Wade. Try not to give. It's funny because you try not to give like YouTube more money, but I'm literally. Oh, it says garage sale. This is not a garage sale. Dang it. Well, it's not a garage sale. I don't know why it says that, but it says that. I guess I didn't change the title. So we're getting back at this. It'll be fine. I know a lot of people are gonna pop on here and be like, "Oh, what's for sale?" And then I'll probably end up doing a sale tonight. Like that'll be fun, right? No, tonight what we're doing is something that um, I'm always a little apprehensive to do, and it's repairing the Mezco um, bicep. Not bicep. Well, it's kind of it actually kind of is the bicep swivel, but it's a bicep swivel and it connects to the double elbow. This is awful. So I've got a new setup now. Over here, I've got this kind of over my shoulder. I thought this would be better now that you're not looking at things all weird. Now, if you take a look here, this is what the inside of the elbow looks like, and just for this sake, scale sake, this is a razor blade. Okay, this is about 3 to 4 times the size, maybe yeah, 3 times the size or width of a razor blade. This is extremely small. So, yay, right? This is quite a task to do, but I figured this would be a good one for for the earthquake, for the live sale tonight. It's not a live sale for the live stream. Oh my God, my wife is doing this to me. She's doing a live sale tonight. She does one every Monday for a company in town, and she's always like, "Oh, you're gonna do your live sale tonight?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, it's a stream. It's a live stream." And then the day we were doing the actual live sale, I was like, "All right, I'm gonna do a stream." She's like, "You mean a sale?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is getting out of control." That's what I should do is just put up something for sale every episode, just to knock it out. So, anyways, we're gonna start off by heating up this peg that's broken. I'm gonna heat this up a little bit using my heat gun here. That should be good. I'm gonna use my pick here to kind of work around the edge here, and we'll get this out. There's no way to reattach this factory piece to it. It's literally impossible. Unless maybe you melted it. I think if you melted it in, that might do it. But I'm not. I've never done that before, and I don't even think I would trust that as a repair, as a solid repair. So yeah, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna actually make a brand new piece, and I'm gonna show you how to remove this, and it is so fun to do. It's not. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. Um, but also, while we are kind of getting warmed up here, LOL. My man Josh Smith just showed up, so you know what that means. Love it. Um, I really got to get a soundboard. I think that's going to be like the beginning of each show. Every time Josh shows up, and I take like 20 minutes to find that clip on YouTube, and then when I finally play it, I say, I gotta get a soundboard, and that's gonna be it. And that'll be another clip for the soundboard. Actually, I'll be able to say, I need a soundboard. I need a soundboard. You know. All right, so let's get to this thing. So the issue here, the biggest issue, is that these are put together with pop rivets. A pop rivet is basically essentially a piece of metal that has been popped in here and clamped in and is not meant to come out. It's not meant to come out. You can see here, the one side's a little larger. This side's a smaller side. This is a side we want to try to remove. The the hardest part about doing this is that you want to try to keep the pop rivet, at least one side, intact, that you're trying to remove, which is really hard. Um, so what I generally will do is I'll take a razor blade, and we're gonna go on the smaller side. We want the smaller pop rivet out. A lot of times I'll go in through the seams here on the side. Now, kind of, you don't want to cut it. You're not cutting it. You're just literally putting a razor blade in between the seams because that's how tight this is. Basically, what we're trying to do is break free any kind of excess that might have been in there. We're gonna see what we can do here because you can really mess this up if you're not careful. Sometimes you get lucky and you can actually break this free, depending on where you can. I can see a few pieces right here that might be able to be pop free, but a lot of times I have to go in with needle nose pliers and basically crunch the thing in. So right now I'm using a small flathead screwdriver and trying to open this up. Julian, I see you're in here, man. I have not been able to find your freaking those hands. I can't find those hands to Hercules, and I know I have them. Hercules is right behind me, just waiting for you to pay for him as soon as I can find the whole thing. I did find Hawkman's axe, so I found the only things that I haven't been able to find from that live sale. And one dude was super cool, the guy that bought the Fantastic Four figures. I couldn't find Sue's fist. I found every single other thing besides Sue's fist. He didn't care. He was going to use them for custom, so I was like, cool. And then Hercules, of course, still can't find those hands. I don't know where they are. So to be fair, I didn't know I was going to sell him in the live sale, so I would have had. I say I would have had his parts ready. I thought I had the Hawkman. I thought I knew exactly where that Hawkman axe was. Turns out Ocean Master had it. He's a villain. He's a rascally villain. Okay, so as you can see here, I've now separated one piece, and I'm trying to almost. Jeez, you see that? I almost stabbed through my thumb. No, it's a flathead screwdriver. We're not that wild. Um, we've gotten one piece off of here, so that's really good, which means that's probably going to be easy to pop back in. And we're going to keep prying here. And we're prying just gentle enough to kind of get that pop rivet up and moving. Just kind of, we basically just want to move it up out of the way. I like to basically keep it attached to the outer ring here. Let's get it. I want to get it, make sure it's out of the center ring. Basically, this thing's built like a sandwich. Now, this does not work on all of the double elbows. So this is kind of crazy. Mezco decided that they were going to reverse the way this works. So get this. This is crazy. Let me get this out, and I can give you a better visual representation of this. Okay. Oop, almost got it. Just trying to get this centerpiece out. I don't want this to go flying because I actually need it. can already feel my hands starting to want to cramp. Gosh, come on. If I can just hook this thing, I can probably pop that out. There we go. Okay, so basically the way this is made is you've got this solid piece that connects to the elbow here. Let's zoom in a little bit. And there's these two pieces, and what you get is basically this tiny wafer paper thin with a peg, a tiny little peg, by the way. Oof, that just went over here. This is what's connected. And this connects the entire arm with double elbow movement into the bicep and allows this to twist. And basically this sandwich is in here. The sandwich is in right here. They reversed engineered this thing. Now there's basically a peg with two of these flaps on the outside and one centerpiece connected to the elbow. It's wild. It's not a it's a crazy thing. So yeah, really, really weird. It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. But anyways, so what I like to do here is I'll take, since we've got this thing out, what I want to do is grab like a little set, basically like this. This is a little soldering assistant hand thing, basically, these arms. And what I like to do is I'm going to take these, I'm going to clamp this in here. See if I can zoom out. You can see what I'm doing. Gosh, I'm so bad about doing that. So I'm going to add a little bit of gel control glue on the end. And then I'm going to take this peg and I'm going to glue it on here. The only reason I'm doing this is so it's going to give me reference for what we're about to do, because we're about to make one of these. People sometimes don't understand what I'm saying. When I say I make these from scratch plastic, we're about to make one of these. We're literally about to make one of these. So basically what you need to do, gosh, my phone won't shut up. Sorry about that. Let's turn this thing down. There we go. So yeah, so we're gonna make, like I said, one of these guys right here. And as you can see, that thing is really, really thin. Like, incredibly thin. So, yeah, it's really fun. So I went through digging. I dug through some some fodder. I don't think this is the one I want. I've got, yeah, here we go. So I'd been working on a Green Arrow custom for a minute. And then I believe the Mezco one came out. So I just took all the heads and I made all these heads available for my Mezco, which is pretty cool. So I can use all these heads on my Mezco figure, because that Mezco figure is pretty nice. The last thing I want to do is use a DC Direct body, because these things are just garbage. So I have this figure here. This Hydra figure. And the green is pretty dead on. The issue I think I might run into, though, is the green, the green's the right color, but can I just take one of these biceps and use it on here? Probably not. Chances are the hole is going to be too big, so we're going to literally have to make it from scratch, which sucks. I wish the piece was the correct size, but if the hole is too big, I don't know. You know what? I'm going to try to heat this up just to take a look. We'll take a look at it and see what it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and grab this arm piece and see what happens. Oh, Julian, I just saw your question. He's missing the gripping hands. I've got like he's all set up with his fists. But yeah, he's missing his gripping hands. It sucks. Uh hmm. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. Not to mention the problem that I have with this. I don't know why what I was thinking. I can't use this anyway because it's soft plastic. You can't use this. You have to have hard plastic like this, like the plastic that's within these hips. I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking. So now I got to dig through some fodder and find. I need to find hard plastic that is the right color green, basically. It can come from anything too, because basically we're gonna have to just make it. We're just gonna make this thing. The problem that we run into here is the fact that it's visible. If this was like under some kind of garment or whatever, it wouldn't matter. But the fact of the matter is that this is very much visible. You can see on the outside here. So, let me take a look here. Dang it. I thought I was all prepped for this, and I honestly thought that there was more green plastic that I could use. Because I'm pretty sure if I was to use any of these pieces inside of in one of these figures, maybe. Actually, you know what? Maybe I can use this DC Direct figure, because the cool thing about those is those hips are pretty hard plastic. Let's take a look. See what we got going on in here, because the pegs are usually what breaks on these things. So, let's see what happens. Alright, now we got that heated up. Yeah, look at that. I was heating that up and the leg it's already broken. The plastic piece is already broken. Gotta love them DC Directs, man. That old clear plastic trash. Man, I'm starting to second guess these too, because it's still soft plastic. Yeah, you can see that hole right there is just. It might work, actually. This might work. The only issue, like I said, the only issue I have is that it's a little soft, but even this was hard plastic, and this thing just broke off. So maybe this might actually be the best, smarter way to do it, is to do a. Generally, what I would do is I would take a piece of plastic from, say, an import joint, which I was messing with last night, and now, of course, I can't seem to find it. I was playing with it last night. I've got a little green box that I use for my all my import joints that I'll have to mod a little bit, and of course, like I said, it's non-existent. Let's take a look. Let's see if this will work. So what we want to do first is I'll just take this razor blade for right now, and I'm hoping that if I cut into this, it's going to stay green plastic. We're going to cut down kind of where the boot's at right here, and then I'm going to take basically these wire cutters, just because this right here is such a it's just such a thick plastic. God, I don't even know if I can get into here. So what we might need to do, honestly, is I gotta sand her down. So I'll try to do this in front of the camera because it's gonna be pretty messy. So let's just try to. Basically, what I'm gonna try to do is just disconnect this piece right here, just so we gotta. I think what I can do, instead of using a sanding bit, because I'm pretty sure what I could do is use probably a drill bit. I'll just use a thick old drill bit. We'll put that in, and we'll just use this basically as a cutting tool. We'll cut right through this leg. There we go. Watch your ears. here we go. All right. So that's pretty good. We'll go ahead and tear that off. And so what that did is that's going to give us a little more room to play around in here. And I'm going to take that drill bit off, and now we're going to replace it with the sanding bit. Now basically what we're going to do with the sanding bit is we're going to start shaping this. We're going to shape this piece right here. So obviously we need to get rid of, I would say get rid of this green piece. So before we start sanding, I'm just going to cut straight down with the razor blade. And see, earlier we couldn't have done that because we had all that junk in the way. Which it sucks, could have kept those knee pads probably in shape, but not now. So there we go. Let's go ahead and cut. Not all the way. Like, I want to cut some of this stuff off, but I don't want to get rid of too much because keep in mind, we need to make a peg out of this as well. We need to make a peg out of this. Let's go ahead and keep what we got. So we're basically going to, oh, I think I hit this with my arm. Like I said, this is just here for, just as a reference for what we're going to be doing here. So basically what I will start doing is I'm going to sand into here. I'm going to try to shape this, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start going around, basically like this, just going around and around and around, and we're going to try to make this peg. What we want to do is kind of start, we want to shave this down to the thickest area, like that thickest circumference of that peg, okay? So here we go. Get down here a little more. Let me zoom out more so you guys can see what's going on here. So basically you shave a little bit, stuff gets kind of nasty around here, it starts kind of curling up a little bit. And actually, honestly, I usually do it like this. God, I swear, I can't keep the thing in the shot. Oh my gosh. Squint real good and you can see it. There we go. So basically what we're doing right now is just kind of shaping this just a little bit. Luca, I did not get a new chair. Oh, Greg Sarabia, what's up, man? Man, if you guys aren't following Greg, my God, the dude's got some incredible work. He does custom figures and uses like real chainmail and just gorgeous. I'm thinking about selling a kidney to maybe get a custom setup. Oh. Although right now I'm realizing the importance of a 3D printer in my life, and I've really got to figure that out because at this point, not to mention if you'd like to tip, you can go to streamlabs.com/Billy Mahoney. Like I said, I was following in the footsteps of Wade. I went ahead and got a stream. I just connected my stuff to Streamlabs, and I got a link there. So if you guys ever want to throw a tip out there, please do. If not, then please continue watching. Alright, let's try to shape this up. Alright, let's see here. Brian asked, are you getting Mark III Iron Man Marvel Legends? No, I'm not. Let's see here. So we'll shave this down a little more. The thing the thing you run into, the problem, is doing this out of like softer plastic, and I'm wondering if this is going to be an issue. We'll see by the end here. Is that when it gets too small, it gets real bendy, super bendy. So that's an issue. And I'm waiting on a paint to come in, Luca. It should be coming in. It's shipped from eBay. I got a silver chrome coming in, but so I can break out my airbrush for the first time ever. Hopefully it works. And I'll lay down a nice silver coat, and then I believe I can just paint that red on there, which will be pretty nice. I've been talking to Casting Cave about how I should do that, how I should approach the painting of that, because that is really not in my wheelhouse, but we'll see. As someone who's recently turned my business into full-time, the importance of investing in your business can't be overstated. Greg, I agree, man. There's a lot of little cool things I want. There's cool little pieces out there, and but I'm thinking that I need a 3D printer pretty badly at this point. Like, this wouldn't even be a thing right now. I would just learn how to model this, print it, and be good. But here we are. We're getting this a little better. I'm thinking what I can do is once I get a little further into this, now we're going to use our smaller Dremel here to kind of. Sometimes what I'll do is actually I'll put I'll hook my Dremel into my vise, and then I can sit here and kind of. Yeah, this is more fun, right? It's more fun to watch, I'm sure. To do massive hand cramps. So as you're watching me do this, ask yourself, do you think this is worth $25? Because that's what I'm charging. So what we start doing here as well is we're going to start shaving down the outer circle as well. basically, like I said, what we've got is we've got this piece here to kind of keep an eye on. You want to keep the circle in the center, and we got a good ways to go. So I'm hoping I can get this done in the time allotted. That would be great. Yeah, I'm thinking like 3D printer is definitely what I need to do. I should have taken the money that I got from the, well, I can't say that. I was going to take the money from the garage sale and put it into a 3D printer. Instead, I put it into a vacation for me and my wife, which is also very, very important. Basically paid for like a third of the travel and boarding, so that's pretty cool. And I'll probably be having another sale in 2 weeks or so. I'm hoping I can have another one before. Bring up the DC stuff. Like Batman and all that good stuff, so we'll see what happens. The effort and your engineering know-how is worth more. Now that you're the go-to for these issues, I'd be too wary to take repairs. Ah, Greg, it's crazy, right? It's crazy because I haven't heard of anybody else repairing figures, and I don't. I mean, I understand why. I get it. There's a lot of people that think I'm like this is my life, like this is a living, and it's not. There's no way. I don't know how anybody could make a living off of this. If I was trying to make a living off of this, I would have went homeless 10 years ago when I started. It's crazy. Kind of makes me feel bad because I was like, for a while there, I was all really excited. I remember how excited I was about getting super chats in, which is it's a big deal because you're able to get them. But then to find out, it's like, man, it's like YouTube's taking all your money, and then Wade's like, well, just do the, do the whatever it's called, the Streamlabs, whatever they have there, it goes directly to you. I was like, that's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. It's kind of crazy, man. The way I don't know, I learned that making money on YouTube. Um, I mean, if you're somebody that's got like a ton of super chats or whatever, or donations coming in there, and because you've got like 300 people that are just like they show up and ching whatever, but really the money comes from for me. If I was to get paid, better get this Mezco away. I don't want him getting dusty. The way to get paid is to pump out videos, other videos, not like live chats. The only way you can make money off of live feeds is if you get like, donations. Um, which it's whatever. I don't care. Like I said, this isn't my job. It's just something interesting, kind of going into it, learning. So really, just like if anybody out there is thinking about getting into YouTube and whatnot. For the money is you're in the wrong business. I'm gonna keep doing this. We're gonna keep going around the circle here. And you know what? You know what I'm thinking? I think we should try something different. Yeah. We should try something different. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to look at the width here of this peg. This peg right here, the width of this peg is just a little bit more than the width of this screw. So what I'm thinking is what had me nervous is, yes, we found a great green. I think this is going to work perfect. But once this peg starts getting smaller and smaller, and look at this, you can see this, watch this. Let's grip it with these. See that? It's got bend to it. It's got real bend to it. Now what happens if we put this through here, which looks like that's going to be the perfect width or perfect length. Oh, thank you. Alexa, read my notifications.
One new notification from Amazon. U.S. National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm watch for Rome. It'll be in effect until May 18th, 1 a.m. CDT.
All right, guys, we got rain coming. I think if I insert this screw into here, it's gonna give me the strength that I need, and just really give me that peace of mind. So let's do that. Let's try that. Let's try that out. So in order to do that, we're gonna need a drill bit. I just think this is a better idea. It's a much better idea. I'm gonna start with a 0.8 drill bit. I'm also gonna turn on my fan because it's getting a little warm in here. There we go. I just knocked over one of my AI ninjas. Poor fella. Okay. So here we go. So we're going to take this, zoom out here, and we're going to just go ahead and we're going to drill a hole all the way in the middle. And all the way through. That's a pretty thin drill bit, but let's see what happens here. I think we're gonna have to I'd like to make the hole a little bigger so it's not as hard for this thing to get in there. So we'll just drill in a little more. We want to make sure that this screw, when it does go in, that it goes all the way in. All the way in. Let's see if we can't. I don't want to see it coming out the side here, but you know, we want it to be close. I think I can barely see it coming in there, so that's actually pretty cool. Cool. Yeah, because we don't want that, the screw end to be coming in here, because then it's going to mess with everything that we're dealing with. Now, what we might actually do is put a sanding bit in here to sand that down, just to make sure it stands down. But what that's going to do for us is going to give us a nice, sturdy peg. So, and just to make this a little easier, let's go ahead, get ourselves some JB Super Weld while we're here. Let's go ahead and lace the screw all the way. Usually we'll wait a little bit. This is a lot actually on there, but I'm going to go ahead and I want to make sure this baby's secure. Let's go ahead and screw this all the way in. Go. Now, we did exactly what I said not to do. You can see the screw tip is coming through just a little bit, and that's not what we want. But I'm okay with it right now because what we're gonna do, let me grab a piece of paper towel here, and we're gonna get rid of this glue, right? Just this excess glue, and we're gonna go ahead and we're going to take these clippers. Oh, that's gone. We didn't need that anyway. Gosh, look at that. Look at that nasty. Look at this nasty, like, blade. Look at that. That is such a sharp piece. That's crazy. It's usually not. They usually don't do that sharp. I'm going to go ahead and... I don't actually want to put my hand over that. I'm pretty sure that could fly into my skin. Okay. So, since we've got this where we are right now, we want to take like a small... Now, keep in mind, I collect all sorts of crazy drill bits and whatnot. I've got this nice sanding bit like this, and it's kind of in a cone, right? So we got a cone here. Oh, sorry, Randy. This is not a sale. I don't know. I didn't change this the name from my last live stream, so there's no sale. Stupid. I saw when I went live. I don't know why I didn't. I guess it's because I went a week or so without doing it. I just didn't even change the title. Just whatever. So I'm using this sanding bit. I'm using the sanding bit to try to sand down the screw that's basically in here right now. Alright. Now we've got a nice clean hole in here. Yeah, right, Rob. Sorry. Yeah. The real garage sale were the friends we made along the way. See, Ori knows what's up. You guys, Ori's one of my best friends in the world right now. Hopefully he stays that way. I hope you guys like the live streams with Ori so far. It's been definitely been a welcomed change. So right now I'm sanding down that peg. Alright. So next, what we want to do is we're going to sand down basically the peg area here, I guess you'd call that, from the disc. This is where the healing begins. Oh, Southtown Paint Apps, thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, dude. See, oh, Dakota Denton, is this you? Right on. So Dakota Denton just showed. He said he joined he joined in because of the name of the stream, only to find out that I'm actually fixing his figure. So, yeah. Now you get to find out all the stuff that I have to go through. It's a lot. So like I said, what we're going to do first is we're going to try to sand down this piece. And now we've basically we put in basically a steel rod here. So we know this baby's going to be strong. And it's also been heated up from the inside of it and the outside of it. Which a lot of times, since we laced it in glue, that heat, along with the plastic, just creates a stronger grab in there. It's pretty nice. So what we're doing right now is I'm basically making a peg that's going to be what we want. I'm trying to make sure my hands are clean before I touch this fabric. We're going to make this into basically a cone shape that will fit into here, into this arm. So you can see on this edge here, let's see if we can bring up that camera. Gosh, here we go. Oof. It's not, I didn't even get to show you. All right. So you see how, there we go. If you look off right here, you can see just how thin that is. And basically we're trying to make this similar. Gosh, just turn the camera over here, Bill. So we're getting there. The green's a little different, but it's not going to be like that noticeable. It's going to look pretty nice. And it's way less noticeable than a broken arm. Did you see me stroke out there for a second when I tried to say that? I do use Loctite, but this JB Super Weld stuff has just blown me away. I use Loctite gel control. If I'm tightening joints, I'll use Loctite, the liquid still. But man, this JB Super Weld stuff is freaking crazy, man. It's crazy good. All right, so now we got to make this a little thinner. I'm going to shape this basically all the way around. Just keeping it thin below the peg here. And you don't have to do a complete cone shape. You can just kind of make it thin around the edges. Even if this is rounded, it'll still work. And if you go too thin, we can always bulk that back up with super glue later. And you want to come in at an angle right here at the top, because it basically is going to allow for an easier insertion, especially if you were dealing with a figure that, let's say this went into the into cloth. A lot of times I just fixed I'll be putting up a kind of a small written tutorial. I did a raised stance from Ghostbusters yesterday, and it's essentially making this, but it's a an elbow joint. These are what the single jointed elbow joints look like as well. They look exactly like this, and so I had to reattach that, and gosh, you had to basically put the arm in through the jacket first and then heat it up and pop it in. So it was crazy. But yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and now we gotta thin out this piece like crazy. First off, actually, before I get to doing that, I want to make sure that I've got the right size. And it looks like this is looking really nice. Look at that. I don't know if that shows up or not. I mean, that's pretty much dead on. So the only problem is, look at that thickness. This boy thick, and we can't have that. So we're gonna drill and make it small and thin. And it's got to be crazy thin, guys. And I'm hoping that screw that I've got in there is going to be just the right thickness. Kind of nervous about that now. I'm essentially going to have to go the thickness of that screw is really going to be the minimum or the max I can go. Crap. Okay, we're starting to hit the screw on that end, so we'll go on this end now. Okay, and you got to take a break every now and then, and I suggest taking a razor blade. You take a razor blade and you just kind of go around and get rid of this. This method works all the time on hard plastic. I'm just worried that the screw I used might have been too thick. I usually don't do the screw, but I felt like that would just be better. I'm always trying to, learn from, I don't know, try different things because you have to try different things. And I mean, the worst thing that could happen is that if this doesn't end up working, like if this is going to be too thick in the long run, then I guess I just have to do this all over again. And that's that. But hopefully this will work. That'd be awesome. But yeah, I am a little nervous though right now that it's going to be, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's kind of shave this down again. Like I said, we gotta get this baby real thin. Still crazy thick compared to what it needs to be. Usually, a lot of times with like crazy things like this, like I've done this countless times, but like I said, I wanted to try something different, especially for the stream. And usually, what I would do is I would super glue that piece together like really nice, and probably send it off to Corey at Casting Cave to have him just cast me a new one. But oh, that sucks, man. Yeah, it said it broke off. Broke off whenever you took off the harness. That sucks, man. Well, hopefully it won't break again. I'm starting to hit that screw. So I'm wondering if I can hit this screw and flatten it almost, but keeping those threads in there since it is glued. I might be able to lace this thing with glue with some JB Super Weld and might do the exact trick that I'm looking for. We just need to clean this up. See what happens here. I've seen this JB Super Weld stuff do some pretty incredible stuff. Because we also got to think that this peg is being held on not only by glue and that screw, but it's also technically it's connected to this plastic. It's literally part of it, part of the original plastic. So that's pretty cool too. Sorry if I'm ignoring the chat here, guys. I'm focused on this. This is where things get pretty serious. We have to make this super thin. It's always crazy too. Right when you think you have it the right thickness, you got to go further. Because this thing, it's stupid how thin these things are, man. I don't know how all of these didn't break right off the bat. I have fixed a lot of these though, I won't lie. I haven't fixed, this is my first green arrow. I've never fixed a green arrow, but I fixed a ton of freaking Batmans. Man, the amount of Batmans I fixed is ridiculous. I fixed the new ones and the old ones too. Oh, my eyes are kind of going crossed. Oof. Ugh. Let's see here. Try to trim this a little down a little more. Make sure that my live feed doesn't die again. Freaking crazy. The last time, whenever the freaking my feed died, whenever I was gonna teach you guys how to solder, and I successfully soldered it, looked up and there was nobody. Like the chat was dead. I was like, what the heck happened? I don't know if it was the weather or what happened, or if the internet like clicked out for a second, and God, it made me sick. But Ori's got a figure. He's got a Sentinel Iron Patriot that I'm asking him to let me. I want to mess with it. I want to see if I can't fix it. I'll probably do it on a stream. If it is indeed a soldering issue. So far, this is turning out to be a pretty solid piece. Because once it's clamped in, like it's a little wobbly right here, but once it's sandwiched in, it won't be like nearly like it just it. I mean, the other one needed some. Honestly, in my opinion, it needs flex. But let's see here. Let's see how thin compared. It's still too thick. It's just still too thick. It's so close, but dang it. I know it's too thin or too thick. I'm trying to keep the integrity of this front part. Mezco Hella is going to be a must, huh? She's cheap too. You might as well get her while you can. Also, don't bend her elbows or wrists. Man, if you guys get a Mezco Hella or any female characters, whenever you get that figure, the first thing you need to do, pop those wrists off carefully, take a Dremel, and just go around it just a tad. Don't be like Ori and like completely butcher it. Just go around it just a tad. Freaking ham-handing it over there. Alright, let's try to clean this up a little bit. Get all the excess off. Like I said, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to lace this thing with JB Super Weld. I'm probably going to have to let this thing sit for a minute. I think what we'll do is we'll clamp it in here. And then let's see, we'll just take a little. He said, wow. I just think it's awesome that you tried these things, Ori. A lot of people won't even try them out. Although those people are great. The people that don't try these repairs out, those are great people too, because generally those people end up paying me to do it, and it's cool to get paid to do this stuff. Not breaking the bank or anything here, but it's nice to at least get compensated a little bit. But it's always nice to compensate your toy canic. There's a tip link there. You can go to that. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of putting some JB Super Weld on here. And I'm giving it a nice, just even coating. I think it'll make this more sturdy. It won't make it as flimsy. And it'll also give us a nice, just a solid hold, basically. So we're gonna need to let that sit for a little bit. Whew. We're almost there. I've showed you how to make the peg. Honestly, if this fits correctly, the way it should fit. Also, this is a really good way to trim it down once it dries. So this is a great way to make pegs and whatnot. I know that took an hour to make that peg. So however much I charge, that was an hour, but we're not done yet. It's not done yet. putting this pop rivet back in is interesting. But gosh, either take a break or fix some more. I got some really cool stuff in today. I was one of the first purchases on the Plunderlings accessory sale. And oh my gosh, I don't regret it at all. I got some hatchlings. I don't know if you guys have seen them. Got this gold. Got Goyle, cheddar, like these cursed, these idols, man. This is awesome. Fwoosh. And I got that berserker in. Like, this is really cool. That's all I was able to get. And then I got like the hands. I got walloping hands for almost everybody. And then this has got to be the coolest thing ever. These accessory sets. These are so freaking cool. They come with like little tankards, but my personal favorite items have to be the plunder wrenches. Look how cool are these. T-Dog, I got this shirt off of Ripped Apparel a long time. I actually ended up following the artist by just the other day. I saw a drawing or illustration on there because I've been following a lot of artists lately, and I found one and I was like, oh man, that's really cool art. And I looked down and sure enough, there's my shirt. I'm like, dude, I was like, I own that shirt. And sure enough, he was the artist. At first I was upset. I was like, oh no, somebody ripped off this guy's art. And then I saw that he had the messages were like, oh yeah, you can go to Ripped Apparel and get it here. And I used to be like really addicted to daily t-shirts. So I used to get like any kind of Donatello or Nightcrawler shirt. I lucked out and got a Ratchet shirt once. It's pretty cool. Anyways, I bought this a long time ago. Oh, I think there's a piece of tape here. So while we're waiting on that glue to dry, I'm gonna take out my props here, put them in a bag. Really excited for this these wrenches. Oh man, and this little sweet little conquistador hat. It's so cool. I don't know how many of you guys are into plunderlings, but I know I am. These hatchlings are super dope too. What a clever way to store an extra head or hand accessories, but by giving you like a tinier body that they fit in. I'm like, that is so freaking clever. I love it. Just love it so much. I'm gonna go ahead and Open these up. Oh my god, what? Look at these cool little bandanas. Oh my god, this is awesome. How sick! Let's see what we got here. We got Captain Ash. Let's try that. While we're sitting here waiting on our glue to dry. Oh man, these little tankards are amazing. Yes. Bruh. You kidding me? Look how cool that is. Ugh. These are ridiculous. Awesome. Just freaking greatness. Got himself a new little hat. But Captain Ash gotta have his Captain hat. These are so freaking cool. Oops. Bumping the mic. Oh man, we got this like slingshot rifle. This is really cool. And then we've got the dual slings. Oh man, this is gonna be dope. Oh, I really like these little. Man, these are so well made. It's ridiculous. Like nothing about these feels cheap. These feel like so amazing. Oh, there went his hat. Gotta ask yourself a question. Do you feel plundery? Well, do ya? Plunder punks. Yeah, that's dope. Plunder wick. Awesome. Very excited. I can't wait to put those hatchlings to use as well. Can't wait to get like a decent setup for my plunderlings put up. These have got to be some of the coolest figures that have ever existed. Yep. I've got a cool little spot up here up top for them. And Ori actually surprised me on my birthday with this this awesome pirate ship that the plunderlings can actually fit on. It was this crazy, what was it called? It's like the Rapton Hook. It's like a kids karaoke machine that's in the shape of a pirate ship. And I remember when I saw it, I was like, I think the plunderlings would fit on that. And he's like, oh yeah, they might. And then he freaking pulled a fast one on me and surprised me with one for my birthday, and it was amazing. Oh yeah. That is still drying. Usually you want to wait overnight for this stuff to dry, but you don't really have to wait that long for it to dry. Let's see what we got here. I've got a JoJo figure to fix. I honestly just want to focus on one fix tonight, just because this is such a big fix. Ended up picking me up at SH Figuarts Chewbacca from the Solo movie. So this thing's pretty cool. Me and my buddy Anthony went out to Austin this weekend, and we hit up some toy stores and whatnot, and it was awesome. Ended up picking up got me the first edition Blade, so that was pretty cool, for a heck of a price. I think it's missing a few pieces, but he had the coat, he had the glasses, he had the heads, he had the hands. What else do you need, right? And I ended up, oh, this is going to be really cool. So my dude, one of my favorite guys to follow on Instagram is Does Machines 84. As you can see, well, hopefully you can see what that reads. It's DUZ Machines 84. And I'm super excited about this. I bought this a little while ago, and he was finally shipping out some stuff. I had to bother him. I was like, where is this? He's really, really cool, man. It's like artwork is by Juan Gedian, And the helmet cast and paint is by Does Machines 84. And this is a helmet basically for the NECA Rocksteady. And it's not a stream until Billy gets up. I have to see this on my Rocksteady. I got to see it, and I want you guys to see it too, so you'll know you need to go buy one. He puts these up ever so often. He's also got Bebop's drill gun too, which I haven't picked up. But let's see how this fits. So. Look at that. That is freaking awesome, man. The paint job matches 100% the NECA. Look at that. That is perfection. That is perfect. All the way in the back. All the lines are painted. Look at that. That is insane. Yeah, that's super dope. It blew my mind that they didn't include this. I can't believe NECA didn't include this. That's so crazy to me. It's very, very weird. Man, that is nice. That's super cool. I knew it was going to be good. I actually forgot I'd ordered it, and I was like, oh, man. I actually ordered this for my birthday, and he's just a busy, busy dude. So, God, look at that. Look how cool that is. Sheesh. Rocksteady's like my favorite. I think he is my favorite turtle villain. It's hard to beat Rocksteady, man. He's just so... He's dope, man. Not to mention he's got that freaking machete, which he never uses, but you know. I'm going to put these back on my shelf real quick, and we'll test that joint again. Got him looking after little baby Shredder over here. Man, that ties everything together right there. I need to get the now that I have that in hand, I've got to buy that freaking Bebop gun. He's got the Bebop drill gun, and I think we just have to have it. That is Does Machines 84. Here, I'll type it in. Does Machines 84. There you go. 2012 Bebop. Man, yeah, it's hard to touch freaking JB Smooth. Like, yeah, that's it was awesome. I love the team though. You can't have Bebop without Rocksteady, really. Like, so I just love old Rocksteady. I love the design. I always loved how stupid he was. Yeah, we're gonna get these turtles. I'm like, man, that's so great. Everything about that was always great. I guess that was a little more Bebop, but you know, they both sounded the same. Pretty sure the voice of Rocksteady had to be the same guy that did Leonardo. T-Dog, man, the Voodoo Donuts, oh my god. Man, so today was the last day I'm cheating. You could probably tell if you just go back to like the first stream to now. A lot of fat has accumulated since February as well. So we're getting back on keto tomorrow. Tomorrow's the day. But with that being said, I ate a lot of donuts at Voodoo Donuts. Way too many. I ordered like 8 donuts, but like 2 were for Christine, and I just ate them throughout the day and the next day. Just got fat. Just a big fat dude. It's crazy. So we're gonna have to. This is already feeling great. This is giving us a nice little cast on here. So it's going to allow me to kind of go in, and since you can see that it's not even really moving that much, Sorry, you guys can't probably even see that. Let's see if this will work. I'm gonna keep getting in the way. Alright. Give it a little scrape. I feel like this side right here needs a little more off. Okay, it's looking pretty good. Grabbing the wrong end of the razor blade. Smart. Alright. Golly, yeah. I'm very happy with this. I'm happy with this process. Cool. Well, I think this has been a pretty successful run, honestly. This provided a really nice cast. Like I said, the plastic is still intact. Oh man, you guys can't see anything. Dang it. I always do that. So sorry. Gosh. Honestly, I need an overhead camera. When it comes down to it, I need an overhead camera. Okay. But I do think that I need to go back in and sand down the screw. Keep in mind, this is a really strong steel screw. Oh, Bruno, right on, man. You know it. Anytime, dude. Sorry I couldn't find that Sue Storm fist, man. I wish I could have found it, but thank you for being cool about it, and thanks for buying those figures, man. I want to see your, if you do those customs, man. If you end up doing those customs that you're talking about, tag me in them. I would love to see that. That's interesting to me. I like seeing people do customs. All right. Let's see if this fits in the arm. There we go. See if I can't make sure this is completely unattached here. Where's my flathead screwdriver? There we go. Ooh, God. Almost killed myself on that one. I think I might have cut my thumb. Maybe. We'll see. That's what I always say. Be very careful when you're doing this. Alright. I think that's good. I want to make sure that these edges are as smooth as I can get them, though. I want to make sure they're nice and smooth. The problem I always run into, generally when I do this, is I make them a little too oblong. And they might not fit out right. Generally, there's like a bigger piece right down here by the peg itself. And it's not that bad. You can sand that down after you've attached it as well. Alright, so here's what we need to do. We're going to basically try to fit this in here. going to be interesting. This little piece doesn't seem to want to move. It seems to want to bend my plastic. So what we have to do is probably... This is usually the scariest spot. The problem I'm having right now is that basically we have to slide this under, and since it's not as thin as I want it to be, I think I want to do one more round of glue. I'm going to thin it down even more, because I can already tell that this is going to be hard to get in there. Yeah, I think we want to do, since I shaved a lot of the glue off, I think I might want to do one more round of it on here. So I'm going to make sure, go in and make sure it's thinner. Because once it's in, it's going to be great. I know this is going to be good. Justin's asking, hey Bill, have you seen any of the last few SH Figure Arts Spider-Man figures? They're not coming with any bicep swivels, and I was curious if you customize one, or if you would, how you'd go about it. Can you name a few of the figures? Are they from the movies, or you said SH Figure Arts? I don't think I have any SH Figure Arts Spider-Man. I only collect the Mafex ones. I know I fixed a lot. I fixed a lot of. I kind of fixed a lot of both, honestly, when it comes down to it. And I want to say somebody might have been asking me for bicep swivels on them. The only thing I could think of is if you were to... I don't know. I'd have to take a look at them, because I'm afraid to tell you to like cut straight, because then you've got a big awkward like straight cut on your arm, and I don't think that's what you are going for. There we go. This will give us a nice coat like we did a minute ago. I'm going to see if I can't get this Far From Home advanced suit, the black and white one. I'd have to take a look at that, Justin. I'm not sure. They don't have bicep swivels, huh? That's interesting for an import. Kind of crappy for an import, really. I'll have to take a look at them, man. I'm not sure, and I don't want to give you any advice without actually taking a look at the figure first. Oh man, this is such a... We're gonna let that glue dry again, and man, I'm not happy with the way this thing, with this pop rivet at all. It's hard to figure this thing out, like just a lot of times you can essentially peel it back, basically with flathead screwdriver or flathead screwdriver, needle nose pliers. Grab it and kind of, it's almost like you grab the lip and fold it down a little bit, and then you can fold it back. Maybe if I can get this thing all the way out, that would change it up. You can't really heat this plastic up though, since it's hard plastic. You risk warping it. Let's see what happens. It's hard because you really don't want to. You don't want to like put too much tension on here, because you can end up breaking the plastic here. We don't want to do that. Okay, cool. We got it out. Um, it's so weird because it's like it's slanted, which is kind of good because that allows us to. We're actually I'm pretty sure we'd be able to pop this thing back in, and so that's good. Uh, the issue I've got here is I need to make sure that it's gonna fit. I mean, it's nice to have that thing all the way out. That makes me actually feel really good about doing this. So we'll be able to actually put the piece in and see if it works. And this is just the piece that broke a minute ago. You can see this thing's about to flip on. This is why you can't glue it back on, because it's literally about to tear off. If you were to put this back on, and it would break off immediately. Um, cool. So basically, really, what we're doing right now is just waiting for this glue to dry, which is not a glamorous part of the job. Sorry, I keep seeing little imperfections that I want to get rid of. No, it's still drying. And we don't want to put that on there since it's wet. So still a little sticky at the bottom there. Oh man, I got these stickers from Plunderlings, and now I don't know what to do with them. Oh, it's even got the amazing little bubbler and swamp. Like, I don't want to rip the packaging because I like these so much. That's so stupid. But we're gonna, while we're waiting on that glue to dry again, I'm gonna carefully open up my Plunderlings sticker pack, which has gold colored staples, by the way. I don't know if that was like intentionally fancy, but it's pretty awesome. I tell you what, though, today was a good pickup day, guys. Our friends were out and about. Had one friend hit me up and he was like, "Hey, guess who's?" He's like, "Who's your best friend?" I'm like, "What'd you do?" And he's like, "I just got you Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Echo." And I was like, "Oh my god, heck yeah, dude!" And then another friend found us Major Blood. So all the hard to get, nightmare, stress-inducing Target exclusives that I was really wanting to get, and just thought, you know what, it's not gonna happen, or maybe it will. Who knows? Happened. Didn't even have to get out of my seat at work. No stress. It's crazy. I have seen the new Motu figures. I'm not really a Motu guy. I'm not big into. I don't know what it was, but like when I was a kid, my favorite Thundercat was Bengali, and it was because and I like Tiger as well because it looked like they actually had a clothing on. He-Man to me was always weird because it was like a naked dude, like in underwear, running around. Just not. I even showed it to Christine. She's like, "That's not okay." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't get it." So I do like some of the things from Motu, but I don't like He-Man mainly. Always cracked me up. It was just kind of a grown dude running around in underwear, but I guess that's the barbarian way. Oh, these are so fun. This art on these is so good on these Plunderling stickers. Man, these things are so much fun. Ugh, we need all the accessories for these things. I hope in the next Kickstarter they give us an island. That would be incredible. Oh, I'm sure Bengali is, man. He was my man. I do not have that figure, and I'm not really looking for it. I would like a new version though. If they do like all those new figures they're doing, it'd be cool to have a new one. The only like I like two characters from Motu, and that's Merman, obviously, and well maybe three. I like Merman, I like Stinkor, and Beastman. As far as the main characters go, I thought Beastman was kind of funny, but yeah, I saw that Kevin Smith project. That's interesting. So, hope it does well though. That's cool. If it does well, then it just kind of opens the door for more fun projects, and I look forward to seeing that. I heard Castlevania season 4 is out right now, and I'm dying to watch it. I just watched Bad Batch episode 3 today with my wife. We're loving that show so much. God, it's good. I love it. I love it so much. Ugh. I got some like raspberry lemonade stuff in my tea, and it's kicking. All right. So let's test it. Let's test this thing and see if this fits. The best Plunderlings accessories are Simpsons accessories. It's crazy how perfect they are. It's so ridiculous. I actually keep Cheddar and Fwoosh with me in like a kind of a soft pencil case, and I've got all their accessories and whatnot in there as well, and it's so perfect. Ah, dang. Well, all right. Looks like we're gonna have to shave this down further. Gosh, dang. I'll have to shave it down a little more. Let's see if this fits. Yeah, the aquarium and stuff like that. That's good. I did that for a few. I still have a lot of that stuff. I made a few Aquaman dioramas before, and went out and grabbed a lot of. Even grabbed some sand and some pieces and whatnot. I've got like a big log. That big log would be great. I know what you're talking about, Rob. Yeah, Bad Batch is great, man. It's really, really fun. Alright, let's try to see if it's thin enough yet. Gosh dang it. It's so it's so thin. It's crazy how thin this thing has to be. I have no idea how these things were expected to like not break. Okay. Can't go much thinner. Like I said this at the beginning too. Like generally, right when you think you've got the right like thickness, you have to go thinner, and it's so unbelievably thin. But like I also said that once you get this thing in here, it adds some strength to it because it's sandwiched in. And like I said, that only works for some of the older Mezcos. The newer ones, um, I had to get like casting cave, like I said, to cast me some of these elbows that were just so freaking bonkers. Like I said, it's like the engineering got reversed, and it's so weird. It's just weird. There we go. Oh, we're in now. We're in the money. Okay. Now, the next step, since we've got this in, next step is to basically, if all goes according to plan, we will press this back in. This little pop rivet, we're going to press it back in. And let's just hope that we can just press it in. Also, let's hope that Billy doesn't drop it and have to spend an hour looking for it. In fact, let's try to get closer here. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit so you guys don't miss anything, hopefully. All right, we're gonna take these. We're basically just gonna try to, see, see, I knew it was gonna go. So this thing, since it's kind of bent, funny, we're gonna kind of put the longer end, I guess, in first. Let's see. I'm gonna make sure we do this right. This is what I was talking about earlier. What I used to do is I would grab the ends a little bit like this and you can kind of bend them just a tad. Just a little bit to where they kind of round out, so to speak. And then let's see if we can't push this thing in. In fact, let's try to use these big pliers. They're going to give us more of a... It's going to be hard because what we got... Basically what we have to do is get this thing to line up correctly. And it just doesn't want to do that. See if I can't maybe kind of twist just a little bit. If I could just get it to like stick straight up just a little bit, then that would be great. You know what we could do? What we could do is this. We can take our Dremel bits like so. And what we can do is the end that's going to go in first, we can kind of, not so much Dremel in, basically just kind of make a little concave hole there. And what that's going to do is just give us a little bit more grounds to kind of push that in. There we go. That's what we needed. So that basically gives us our I don't know, a divot, so to speak, to where we can just kind of... Was that sad? Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear that pop? Whew. It was a good one. It was a good pop. So that's all the way through the middle piece and the first piece. Now we have to hopefully this is what's going to happen. We're going to be able to pop that all the way through here and be done with this. But I'm wondering if it's going to work for us the way we want it to. Pop was so good. The problem, I think, what we've got right now is that I don't know if there's enough room for it to go all the way through. The piece I made might be still just a little too thick, and that really sucks. Although it shouldn't be. That's the problem, though, and I say that a lot, but it really is an issue. The fact that it's a pop rivet. This was never meant to come out in the first place. So trying to put it back in, I don't have like a pop rivet gun or anything like that, or apparatus. Not that small anyways. My mom and grandfather actually do upholstery, and they've used them, but they use fairly larger ones. What I'm trying to do right now is basically work its way in there. I'm trying not to break the other side, because it's in. And this would not, I don't think even this would come out. If we were to put this back in the arm, I think it would stay just fine. What we might have to do here is basically hold this like so and apply some glue to basically adhere this outer piece to the pop rivet piece, because it's supposed to be flat. It's supposed to be flat on the inside here, and it's flat, but it only had a little bit of plastic to hang on to begin with. And that's why I was talking about earlier. Sometimes I like to squish it a little bit so it basically unravels that piece. So when it does go all the way through, you can flatten it again. And I just didn't do it enough. But this is a really, really, really difficult repair. And after this day, I think I mentioned a price earlier. That price has gone up. It's sometimes these are not easy, not easy repairs, and it's just kind of a lot can go wrong in one of these repairs. Luckily, nothing's going wrong right now, but it just kind of sucks whenever you're trying to get the thing finished and it won't pop in. And the last thing I want to do is try to pull this thing out and risk ripping the plastic that we just spent an hour and 40 minutes making. It's really weird. So I basically got this thing in the plastic, but the issue right now really is I just need to glue this and basically keep it clamped as tight as we can keep it. Because once again, this whole thing isn't supposed to come out, and the fact that it did is the reason we're having this issue in the first place. A lot of these are clamped either too tight and this thing gets just snapped off. What I'm also probably going to have to do is make more of a peg end on the end here, and basically what that requires is just adding a dollop of glue kind of on the end, and it will solidify into a peg. So what I'm doing right now is adding some glue, basically just to, like I said, keep the piece more attached. And the crazy thing is that the pop rivet isn't going to come out of the middle on the other end, so it's this is fixed. But what I'm wanting to do is just kind of keep a tighter hold. But whenever we do put this back into the arm, it's going to hold it tight as well. As you can see, it's like more of a, here I'll zoom in, this piece like this. So this is going to go in snugly here, and what that's going to give us is a nice hold, so this can't pop out at any time either, which is cool. But yeah, so right now we've got a functioning joint. But we just don't have it completely in yet. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that all the way through to the other side. So basically what you do is you add this glue on the end, and it will form a hold on this side. It's almost like you kind of put like a cap on it. And that's the trick, really, is you got to keep it clamped. There we go. And that is really close to being fixed. While this is, well, we've got this thing clamped here, gosh, and drying, what I'll do is I'll go in here, and I'll basically just add a dollop of glue like that. Basically makes a bulb around it. I'm going to take this, just kind of stay around the outer edge here so it gets all the way around. And we may have to do that once or twice, but basically what that does because that's going to create a nice little peg. What I was trying to do, I was trying to do that earlier, but I just don't think it's going to be. Right now, I'm pretty sure it's at the thickness that if you were to put that in to the arm, which is basically this here, what would happen is if you gave it a little tug, it would just come right out. So we don't want that. But that's I wish I could. I want to be able to put that thing on for you guys and show you that it's all good to go. And I have high confidence that it will be, because all that's left now is literally to heat up that armhole. We're gonna pop this over it, basically like. Let's see. This goes on the interior, so we put this on like so. Put this on like this. After this has been heated up, so we'll have to heat this up as well. So what you do first is you heat this up. Heat this up first, and then you'll pop this on, heat this up a bit so it can pop through this as well, and you should be good. I think you have to heat that up. You don't have to heat this up. You don't have to heat the bicep up. This is all you need to be heated up, because if this is soft enough while this is on, that peg will just pop right in. And so we're mere seconds away from knocking this out. But the unfortunate side right now is we have to let this piece dry, and that's gonna take a while, because what I basically just did was add a whole dollop of super glue, and it's gonna just take a minute. So that's kind of that repair. It sucks that I can't like show you me popping that thing on, but it's gonna work. If you guys do follow my Instagram, the Bill Maru Toychanics, you'll be seeing this on there tomorrow. I think I'll probably take like a quick, snapshot of this real quick, just to kind of give you guys that idea of what we did. And then you can kind of tune in to see the full repair tomorrow. Yeah, should be good. So yeah, I guess that's it. I guess that's it for tonight, guys. Thank y'all for showing up. Appreciate you guys. Like I said, sorry I can't show this completed, but I think this is pretty. I think that gave you a pretty good idea as to what we're doing here and how long this can actually take. It's rough. This is a rough repair, and also the knees. The knees are the same way. If they have double jointed knees, I fixed a Black Panther that he had these before. So these pop rivet pieces are really a pain. they're tough to fix, but they are fixable. But like I said, whenever I say I'm fixing something out of scratch plastic, that's what that means. So keep in mind, it is kind of funny, but it doesn't always work this way. But I actually used an old Green Arrow figure, a knee, to fix a Green Arrow elbow. Go figure, right? But anyways, thank you guys for showing up. Samurai Chris, good night, man. Thank you for showing up. It's always good to see your name and your support. And everybody that showed up tonight. I saw a lot of new names. I'm so sorry about the title. What a misleading title. I'll double check that next time and make sure that I get that correct. But anyways, thank you guys. Take care out there. And of course, I'll definitely